What's going on, everybody? The Island Rakes coming to you live with another video. I want to talk about Brandon Ingram. Should the Lakers trade Brandon Ingram for Paul George? Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I want to say hell no, but I'm just going to say no. And I'm not saying it for no reason like, well, we should just wait and try to get him in free agency. No, I don't want the Lakers to get Paul George, period. You know, I personally think that in the long run, uh, Brandon Ingram is going to be the better player than Paul George. That's just my opinion. Maybe I could be wrong. Who knows? But I think in the long run, even Kevin Durant stated that Brandon Ingram was a better defender than he was coming into the league. And Brandon Ingram, the only knock on Brandon Ingram that I see is his weight. I just think that he has to build more muscle, and once he gets that out the way, he's going to be better. His shot going to eventually drop. I did a video months ago why Brandon Ingram struggles and his shooting wouldn't be a problem because, as you can see, he started. Once he gets more muscle, it's gonna be more behind that shot. He has to focus on consistency, and it's gonna eventually come along for him. And I think that it's just gonna take time. If people like I know we ready and we impatient, and I had a debate with this guy. He like, that's not the Laker way. The Laker always had a superstar, and the Lakers always get this person and that. I'm like, look, bro, like, look at the Utah Jazz right now. This team used to suck. Like, they used to be in the same position that we were in years ago. Go look at it. Like, their record, I think I can't even remember but years ago, like, their records. Go look about like 5-6 years ago. They were in the same boat that we were in, but they kept building consistently through the draft, and now they just won 50 games. They just didn't wake up and be a great team. You got what I'm saying? They had to build. The Warriors had to build. The Spurs built through the draft. Who else? Who else you can use? The Wizards, the Raptors, the I don't even want to talk about the Raptors right now because they disappointing the Celtics. These teams are building through the draft. I mean, the Warriors now just added Kevin Durant, but look what they won 73 games without him. And it was a team that built through the draft, so it's going to take time. We can't just try to, just quickly get a quick fix. Because like I said, and then you got people like, my thing with Paul George is like, you're in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is not even that. It's not even that difficult. You rather go to the West, where the West is like, it's the wild wild West. It's kill or be killed in the West. So it's tougher. It's way tougher in the West. Why is all these players trying to go to the West? The East is like, it's a little more easier. So I'm trying to figure out, if you're Paul George, how you couldn't carry your team past how you get swept. That's what I'm looking at. How did you get swept in the Eastern Conference? That Pacers team to me is better than that Milwaukee team, and I don't care what nobody say. My belief is that Pacers team is better than that Milwaukee team. And Paul George calling out Lance Stevenson, he putting all the blame on everybody else but himself. Like, I think Paul George is at a level where he's an all-star, hitting star, but he just hasn't hit that elite status. If he hit that elite status, he'd be taking his team further in the playoffs. But, he hasn't. You get what I'm saying? He hasn't. So I just feel like, and people are like, oh, he can't do it by himself. But come on now, like, come on, bro. Come on now. Isaiah Thomas doing it by himself, really. Like, come on now. Isaiah Thomas really the only real superstar on that Celtics team. And he's carrying his team right now. So you telling me you can't do it? Come on now. No. Come on now. That's how I look at it, bro. Like, he has some nice pieces. Monte Ellis is not a come on, Jeff Teague. Come on, bro. Get out of here with that. And my thing is, like, if you get Paul George, they're like, no, just get him in free agency. What are you going to do with Brandon Ingram? They're like, oh, well, Brandon Ingram could, come off the bench and play up under him. So you're going to have, Paul George is still young, so you're going to have Paul George stay around for the next 6-7 years, and Brandon Ingram continue coming off the bench. That doesn't even make sense. They both play the same position. That doesn't make sense. So I think they should just try to stay away from Paul George, and I think they should be looking towards getting if they're not going to be high on Jordan Clarkson, try to get a shooting guard. I think Klay Thompson, if they might not, the Warriors might not give up Klay Thompson, but at least pursue it, because it's like, as far as like, they don't really need him. If they, let's say they lose the championship, or whether they win, if they win a championship, they really don't need him. Klay Thompson's averaging about like 14 points. He can go to the Lakers and average at least like 20 points or 22 points per game, and then they can have a veteran, that veteran leadership, to them. So they don't need, you have two superstars, and then you got Draymond Green over there. So why, if I got those three, I can win without them. They showed that they could win without Kevin Durant, as you've seen during the season and some of the playoff games. So like I said, they don't really need Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a great player. He's a great defender. He'd be great, if they added him. So I think the Lakers should try to pursue Klay Thompson instead of trying to get Paul George. But that's just my opinion. Um, I think I covered everything, but I don't think the Lakers should try to trade Brandon Ingram or anybody for Paul George, or even try to go after Paul George. I think Paul George should stay where he at, and I hope that Magic Johnson don't come in and just be impatient. Because look at the Jazz, look at these teams like that's just building and becoming like they're becoming great because they took step by step, they took baby steps. It's not gonna happen overnight. D'Angelo Russell played a lot better. He's getting better. You get better by the year. Like it's very few players that just come in and just be balling. But anyway, man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, everything. Let me know what y'all think. Should the Lakers trade Brandon Ingram for Paul George? I'm out.